Hi everyone, my name is Kayla and welcome back to Kay's Hidden Shelf where we talk about books. Today I have a book tag video for you, specifically the book dragon tag. This one's going to be a lot of fun. I was tagged quite a while ago over at the Erudite Adventure channel. If you have not checked out their channel, I highly recommend that you do. It is fantastic. There are a lot of great videos there, including a video that was centered around why T loves dragons so much in fantasy. So I'll leave a link down in the description below to go check out their channel. Now the questions for this book tag are formatted in a specific way, often giving the character from a book, the name of the book series, and then the question following. So this gives us a very thematic question as a result. So let's just go ahead and dive in. The first question is Talindor from Talindor's Guest, and that is name a book with an enormous library or book collection. Immediately when I saw this question, I knew my answer, and that was The Octus Trials by D.T. Kane. This book, this series, which is the Spoken Books Uprising series, focuses on a magic system that centers around magic books and people who can use the magic from those books. It's incredible. It has such depth to it. And of course, the libraries are just fantastic, enormous, and incredibly magical with how the magic system works around those books. As a result, this is my pick for the first question as it has incredible libraries and book collections in it. Question number 2 is Saphira from the Inheritance Cycle. Name a book or series that involves bonding to creatures. My pick for this one is actually going to be the Ashes of Averin series by Thiago Avdala. This is book 1, A Touch of Light in the series. And in this series, there are characters who bond with griffins. For me, it's such a refreshing take. I do enjoy dragons to a degree in fantasy, but they can really be overdone in my experience. Seeing griffins being bonded with instead of the typical dragon is really refreshing for me and made for some incredible battle scenes. Question number 3 is Drogon from A Song of Ice and Fire, and that is name a book or series where one of the characters is virtually unstoppable. My pick for this is not in the fantasy genre, however, it is the first one that came to mind, and I can't really think of anything else in the fantasy genre, so this is going to be Wistful Ascending by J.C.M. Byrne, which is a superhero space opera, a sci-fi, and the main character, Rohan, is virtually unstoppable, though he definitely has some weaknesses. He is quite a complex character as well, which is another reason why I love his character. He has some incredible battle scenes, he's virtually unstoppable, he does have his weaknesses, but he also has a lot of depth to him as a human hybrid. Question number 4 is Balerion the Black Dread from Fire and Blood. Name a book or series that has gigantic beasts. I had to think about that for a moment, but my answer would be the Bloodsworn Saga by John Gwynne, the first book being The Shadow of Gods. Now just look at this dragon's size in comparison to the tiny human below. This has incredibly massive beasts in it. Question number 5, Smaug from The Hobbit. Name a book or series that involves talking animals or beasts. My pick for this one is The Legend of Black Jack by A.R. Witham. This series has some of the most adorable talking creatures that I've seen, and I have a prop to go with it, and that is this little guy here who is a tame, and tams in this world can use sign language to communicate, which is just another layer of fantastic. Question number 6, Falkor from the Neverending Story. Name a book or series where one of the characters is extremely lucky. My pick for this one would be Stardust by Neil Gaiman. The main character always seems to have such good luck about him or around him despite the events he goes through and the quest he ends up going on, so that is going to be my pick for this one. Question number 7, Borch from The Witcher. Name a book or series with shapeshifting creatures. My pick for this is going to be In the Shadow of Ruins by Tony DiBaggio. There are shape-shifting creatures in this, and as the story is inspired from African or Nigerian folklore, this has a different feel to it, a different vibe to it compared to a lot of the shape-shifting fantasy creatures that I've seen in other stories. Question number 8, Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. Name a book or series where someone must tame or train animals. In this, I'm actually going to pick the Threadlight trilogy by Zach Argyle, specifically Voice of War, as we see one of the characters working with and training and taking care of the Chroma Wolf pups in this book. Question number 9. Hungarian Horntail from Harry Potter. Name a book or series that involves a competition. The first one that came to mind for this one was actually Unsold by Will White. For the majority of this book, it centers around a competition that the main character and those in his hometown village must take part in at a certain age, ultimately determining their hierarchy within their society. The last question here is Errol from Guards Guards. Name a book or series with presumed misfits. My pick for this is going to be Never Die by Rob J. Hayes. This is an incredible story. It's all in such a short page count as well, of a motley misfit crew that must work together to help a little boy in his mission. This crew is my absolute favorite. It has such great dialogue, the dynamics between all of these characters, as each one of them brings something different, of course, to the crew, but they are all quite big personalities. Seeing all those dynamics come together, how it works in the dialogue and the overarching story, just makes them my favorite misfit crew. The last part in this is to tag some friends. I actually don't know who's done this and who hasn't done this book tag, and I would love to open this up to everyone. So if you have a platform, if you make videos, if you blog, whatever the case, and you are interested in doing this tag, consider yourself tagged. I had so much fun in this. This was like a walk through memory lane on quite a few books that I loved in a more thematic way. What did you think of the answers? What would you have answered to some of these questions? I'd love to hear from you. As always, thank you for watching and take care of yourselves.